Where there is no vision, there is no hope. When hope was buried deep within the year 2021, there arose a ray of light. This ray of light could bring vision along with hope. Yes, 2021 gave rise to a scientific revolution, a technological marvel, and a beam of inspiration that could help humanity look into the cosmos with a clarity never before experienced. Here we introduce you to the James Webb Telescope and 8 fascinating discoveries it has made. Launch. The year 2021 was quite a rough one for all, especially with the pandemic hovering over us. There was no time for anything but negativity all around the globe until late 2021. It was Christmas, and there was a mild festive mood under the hood of the pandemic when the James Webb Telescope was launched. Isn't this quite a moment for the entire scientific realm? NASA engineers designed and built this telescope with the assistance of European and Canadian space agencies. So, you might be wondering, what's so special about this telescope? What makes this telescope special is as follows. To start with, this is the largest optical telescope that has ever been sent to space. This machine weighs about 6 tons. Now, don't you want to know how much it costs? This telescope costs a whopping $10 billion. The James Webb Telescope was the result of 2 decades of work. What's interesting is the number of discoveries that have been made with the help of this telescope. This telescope has made its imagery available to the public, opening many people's eyes to the infinite possibilities of our universe. We're going to dive into 8 different fascinating discoveries that have been gifted to us by the James Webb Telescope. Now, before we move on to the 8 different discoveries, we're going to move into some fun facts you ought never to miss out on. Facts. Here is something to start with. The James Webb Telescope's imaging system is so developed that it could see a coin from a distance of 24 miles, or even a football from a distance of 340 miles. It appears to have excellent foresight. When the telescope is in its orbit, the side that is facing away from the Sun gets much colder than Antarctica, whereas the other side can reach a temperature of 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't you want to know why this phenomenon happens? This phenomenon takes place because light has a finite speed and it takes time to travel. The past and future have always seemed much more intriguing than the present, haven't they? Using infrared light, this telescope can look further back in time than was ever previously possible. Another important fact is that it is also possible for scientists to look through dust clouds and even see stars forming inside. Isn't that pretty remarkable? The 18 mirrors that the James Webb Telescope has are made out of beryllium and are coated in gold. The gold coating is 600 atoms thick, and the total volume of gold used here is approximately the size of a golf ball. The gold used here weighs about 48 grams, and a question arises, out there, why gold? The metal gold reflects red light better than other metals. It is 98% reflective when compared to a standard mirror, which is 85% reflective. You might all be familiar with the popular Hubble telescope. Don't you want to know how much of a difference there is between both telescopes in terms of their distance in their orbit? The Hubble telescope's orbit is 340 miles away, whereas the James Webb Telescope's orbit is 1 million miles away. That's what we call a difference. Well, there's a problem here. If anything goes sideways, then this telescope is way too far away from the Earth to be useful. But we cannot say that we have lost all hope, as when it comes to the matter of fuel, there is a built-in refueling port that comes into action when the fuel runs out. In May 2020, one of the 18 gold mirrors was permanently damaged due to a collision with a micrometeorite. Protoplanetary Disk. Now it's time for us to jump into November 2022, when this telescope captured an image of the birth of a new star. Sounds phenomenal, doesn't it? This star has a relatively young age of 100,000 years, and it is still gathering mass from the surrounding molecular clouds, which indicates that it is in the protostar phase of its life. A protoplanetary disk can be seen even though the protostar is hidden from view. What is fascinating about this discovery made by the James Webb Telescope is that the protoplanetary disk we see here is roughly the size of our entire solar system. Another fact is that it is not unusual for planets to form in these conditions, and NASA also believes that this image provides a glimpse of what happened during the birth of your solar system. Stefans Quintet. A swarm of galaxies known as Stefans Quintet exists between 40 and 290 million light-years from Earth, and is also part of the Pegasus constellation. The images that have been captured by the telescope have helped us uncover some of the secrets that black holes haven't yet revealed. The images have captured a supermassive black hole tucked away within the topmost galaxy. So, want to know something interesting about this black hole? This black hole has a mass about 24 times that of our Sun, and emits light energy equivalent to that of 40 billion suns. Since the James Webb Telescope comes with an array of advanced techniques, scientists have been able to examine the hot gases near the black hole, and also measure the velocity of its outflows. This would help scientists understand the speed at which these supermassive black holes feed and grow. Wasp 39b. In August of 2022, NASA revealed the exciting discovery of the James Webb Telescope, which captured the first evidence of carbon dioxide in an atmosphere located outside the confines of our solar system. Believe me, this was just the beginning. A hot gas giant planet orbiting a sun-like star 700 light-years away exists. This planet has about the mass of Saturn and the size of Jupiter. Well, we bring you the planet Wasp 39b. This planet was not a discovery, as it was discovered first in 2011. As this planet orbits quite close to its Sun, it has an average temperature of 900 degrees Celsius. And this is where the presence of carbon dioxide was confirmed. Want to hear a fun fact? Well, the first exoplanet observation was in the year 1992. Pillars of Creation. Thanks to the James Webb Telescope, researchers could get their hands on the updated image of the famous Pillars of Creation. The Pillars of Creation are colossal structures that are made of interstellar gases and dust. They are part of the Eagle Nebula and are located at a distance of 7,000 light-years from Earth. Through the updated image, we can observe the stars forming in the clouds, and the transparency of the gas and dust also creates a kind of three-dimensional understanding of the structure. Most distant starlight. The James Webb Telescope has found 2 new galaxies, and for researchers this wasn't the highlight. The highlight was the record-breaking distance, because one of these 2 galaxies proved to be the most distant starlight ever observed. Complex early galaxies. The distant galaxies were discovered by students at the University of Colorado, and their discovery led them to several questions about the formation of galaxies in the earlier stages of the universe. 2 theories explain why galaxies emit a lot of light. The first theory tells us that they could just be simply enormous, whereas the enormous second theory suggests that these galaxies could be centered around the early stars or the population 3 stars. Concentric rings. In October 2022, some images captured by the James Webb Telescope were released, and the images show at least 17 concentric rings made of cosmic dust that were emitting from 2 different stars at the centre. The star is 5,000 light-years away from planet Earth, and every 8 years the star's orbits bring them close enough to each other so that their stellar winds can meet. When the phenomenon happens, streams of gas are compressed and form dust, which is sent into space, creating a similar pattern. HIP 65426. About 385 light-years from Earth, there is a planet that is 6 to 12 times heavier than Jupiter. This is HIP 65426, the first picture of a planet outside our solar system taken directly by the James Webb Telescope. Since this planet is a gas giant, you might well understand that it is not habitable. However, this image suggests a plethora of future possibilities for exoplanet research. Conclusion. The James Webb Telescope has offered us insight into our existence and has provided valuable information in just a year since its operation started. The James Webb Telescope has a capability above and beyond that of other telescopes, and although this telescope has a minimum mission duration of 5 years, we can expect it to operate far beyond that. Now that we have concluded today's video, what do you think about the James Webb Telescope and its discoveries? I hope you liked today's video, and we will meet you all again. Until then, goodbye fellas.